What up though, family? How y'all doing? This is a gentle practice intended to welcome you home into your body and simply allow you the space to breathe and just be. Grab a mat or a piece of your floor, have some water and maybe some blocks nearby in case you want them. And once you've had a seat, find a nice tall spine. Relax the muscles in your face. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And simply begin to breathe. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath and the way it feels as you inhale and exhale. When you're ready, begin to deepen that breath simply by welcoming more air in on the inhale. And as you exhale, pulling the belly button gently toward the spine to help complete the exhale. As you cultivate this deeper breath, notice the natural movement of the body in response to and accommodation of the breath. And with every inhale and exhale, allowing that movement to become a little bit more free, a little bit bigger, without any efforting or forcing, simply by bearing witness and succumbing to that dance between the breath and the body. As you take your last few rounds of breath here, breathing fully and deeply, perhaps offer yourself some words of affirmation. They can be words of kindness, love, and encouragement. Words that you desperately need to hear, that you can silently whisper to yourself throughout this practice, this moment, and the rest of the day. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, and let's begin. Straighten your right leg out to the side, and keep the left knee bent. Bring your right heel and your left knee in line with one another. Firmly root the hips into the ground, and when you're ready, inhale the arms up to shoulder height. As you exhale, press the left hand into the ground. Keep the hips firmly rooted and reach up toward the ceiling with your right hand. Inhale the hands down to shoulder height once again. Exhale, this time reaching the right hand to the floor in front of you. The left hand reaches up to the ceiling, or perhaps gently over toward the right. Inhale the hands back to arm or shoulder height. Exhale, the left hand presses down, the right hand reaches up, hips stay firmly rooted. Inhale, the hands come back to shoulder height. Exhale, you reach forward with the right hand, reaching up with the left, or again gently over toward the right wall. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, pressing with the left, reaching with the right. Hips firmly rooted. Stay here for a couple rounds of breath, breathing deeply and fully, feeling a gentle stretch in the right side of the body. When you're ready, you'll inhale the hands back to shoulder height. As you exhale, the right hand will come to the floor in front of you. Left arm will reach up toward the ceiling, or if it feels good, over toward the right wall. Keeping that left shoulder open and perhaps gazing up at the ceiling as you take a few rounds of breath here. Feeling the stretch in the left side of the body. And when you're ready, inhaling yourself back to center. Dropping the hands to the floor and switching legs now, bending the right knee, straightening the left leg, bringing the left heel and the right knee in line with one another. Hips shall stay firmly rooted into the ground, spine nice and tall. When you're ready, you'll inhale the arms up to shoulder height. Exhale the right hand down into the floor, reaching with the left up to the ceiling. Inhale the hands to shoulder height. Exhale the left hand to the floor in front of you, reaching up to the ceiling with the right. Or if you want, reaching over toward the left wall. Inhale the hands back to center. Exhale, right hand comes to the ground, left hand reaches up. Inhale the arms back. Exhale, left hand comes to the floor in front of you, right hand reaches up to the ceiling, or perhaps over to the left wall. Keeping that shoulder open and inhaling yourself back to center. One last time, you'll exhale the right hand to the floor. Left hand will reach up toward the sky. Hips stay firmly rooted as you breathe here for a few rounds of breath. Feeling a gentle stretch in your left side. When you're ready, you'll inhale the arms back to shoulder height. You'll exhale the left hand to the floor in front of you. Right hand will reach up toward the sky or gently over to the left wall. Shoulder stays open and you can gaze up at the ceiling if it's comfortable, breathing deeply for a few rounds of breath. Hips stay firmly rooted, face is relaxed. And when you're ready, inhaling yourself back to center, arms come to shoulder height, and then you gently drop them back down. Bending both knees and coming into an easy posture. Finding those rooted hips and that tall spine once again. When you're ready, you'll inhale the arms up, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Exhale, dropping the hands over toward the right side. Left hand will grab the right knee. Right hand will press firmly into the floor with a straight arm. Inhale the hands back to center with relaxed shoulders. Exhale over to the left. Right hand comes to left knee. Left hand presses firmly into the ground, keeping the spine long. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling over to the right. Perhaps looking over your shoulder if it's comfortable, twisting a little bit more each time as you inhale the arms up and exhale them over to the side. Inhale the arms up again, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, grabbing the right knee with the left hand, turning over your right shoulder, holding it here for a couple rounds of breath, breathing deeply and fully. And when you're ready, inhaling the arms and the body back to center. Exhaling, dropping over to the left, grabbing the left knee with the right hand. Left hand presses into the floor. You gaze over your shoulder if that's accessible to you, and you breathe as deeply as you can. Relaxed face. Really just seeing how it feels in the body. After a couple rounds of breath here, you'll inhale yourself back to center. Arms will come up one last time, and you'll exhale them down. Take a moment to, even after a few moments, just notice the difference in your spine and in your arms. Perhaps there's an openness in your shoulders and collarbone. And just take a moment to be in your body. When you're ready, you'll bring your feet to the floor in front of you with bent knees. Hands will press into the ground behind you. Find that nice tall spine and maintain it as we drop the knees over to the left and then the right. Massaging the sacral area, opening the hips gently. And perhaps if you want, the next time you drop them to the left, you reach over the left with your right hand. Coming back, dropping the knees to the right, and perhaps reaching with the left hand. And doing this a few times, incorporating a gentle twist with these gentle hip openers. Again, just taking the time to notice how it feels in your body, lengthening the spine, opening where you can, and just gently releasing any tension in the body and in the mind. Coming back to center now, folding the legs and rolling up onto your knees. We'll find ourselves in a tabletop position. Take a moment to make sure that your hands are directly under your shoulders, your knees are directly under your hips. Lengthen the body by pressing the head forward and the tailbone back. Take a moment here to do some pelvic tilts, lifting just the pelvis up, arching the lower back, and then pulling that pelvis to an anterior tilt, pulling the hips in. Again, keeping the upper back still here and just playing with the tilt of just the pelvis alone. Again, taking the time to notice how the body's feeling, recognizing any tension, breathing into it, and gently giving it permission to release. When you're ready, find the middle ground between the arch and the anterior tilt, that place where the tailbone feels the absolute longest, and maintain it here for a moment, pulling the belly button gently in toward the spine. When you're ready, on an inhale, drop the chest toward the ground, lift the hips and the chin. As you exhale, press through the palms, drop chin and hips under. Inhale, dropping the chest, lifting the hips and chin once again, arching the back. As you exhale, rounding the spine, pulling the hips and the chin in and under, pressing through the palms and the shoulder blades. Inhaling again, arching the back. Rounding the spine as you exhale, tucking the chin and the hips, pressing through the shoulder blades. Inhale, arching the spine. Exhale, rounding. And one last arch up as you inhale, dropping the chest toward the floor, raising the hips and the chin. Holding it here for a couple of breaths. Really sinking into that arch, pressing the chin and the hips gently upward. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, drawing in the hips and the chin, pressing through the shoulder blades, and breathing here for a couple rounds of breath. Again, sinking into the stretch. And when you're ready, releasing it back to a neutral tabletop position. When you're ready, inhale the left arm up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, drop it under and reaching over to the right side. Inhale that right arm up. Exhaling it under and over toward the right. Inhaling it up again. Exhaling it down and over to the right. This time, if it's comfortable, lowering yourself onto the ground, reaching that left hand over to the right as far as possible, resting the face, the side of the face, onto the ground, and walking the right hand out as far as you're comfortable, holding it here for a couple rounds of breath. When you're ready, walking that right hand back, pressing into the palm, lifting the left arm up toward the sky one last time. Bringing the left hand to the ground, and when you're ready, inhaling the right arm up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, reaching under and over toward the left. Inhale the right arm up again. Exhale, bringing it down and over. Inhaling the right arm up. Exhaling the right arm under your body, over to the left. This time bringing yourself down to the ground, resting your face there as you reach over toward the right and walk the left hand out straight in front of you. Holding it here for a few rounds of breath. Breathing deeply and fully. When you're ready, you'll walk the left hand back, press into the palm, bring the right hand up toward the ceiling one last time. Exhale it down to the floor. From here, I want you to inhale the right leg up just slightly. As you exhale, bring that right foot in between your hands. If you'd like, you can pause and grab a towel or a mat to place under your left knee. When you're ready, inhale, press into that right heel, lift the hips, and raise the arms up. As you exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor, or you can grab your blocks, drive the hips back, and straighten that front leg as much as you're able to, keeping the back nice and long. Inhale, bending the knee, lifting, pressing the thigh out, and raising the arms with relaxed shoulders. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the floor or your blocks, driving the hips back and straightening that front leg. Nice long spine. Again, bending the knee as you inhale, pressing through that foot, pushing out that right thigh and raising the arms. Take a moment here to take a few breaths. If you'd like, you can drop the hands behind the head. Allow the shoulders to open, elbows come back. Breathing deeply and fully here, opening the body. And when you're ready, on an inhale, lift the hands back up. Exhale them back down. One last time to the floor or your blocks as you drive the hips back. Straighten that front leg as much as you're comfortable. Come down as much as you can with that straight back and feel the brightness in that right leg. Breathe deeply here for a few rounds. Being fully present in your body, gentle and aware. When you're ready, bend that knee, guide the foot back behind you, finding yourself in a tabletop position once again. Inhale the left leg up this time. As you exhale, bring it down in between your hands. When you're ready, inhale, press through the heel of that left foot, raise the hips, press the left thigh out, and lift the arms. Exhale the hands down to the floor or your blocks. Drive the hips back, straighten that front leg, and keep the spine nice and long. Inhale, bend the knee again. Push the thigh out as you lift the hips and the arms. Exhale the hands back down to floor or to blocks, driving the hips back, spine long as you lengthen that front leg again. Noticing the brightness in the back of the leg. On an inhale, bending the knee, pressing through the foot, pushing the thigh out as you lift the hips and raise the arms. Breathing deeply for a few rounds of breath here. Hands can stay up toward the ceiling or drop behind the head, opening the shoulders as the elbows drop back. Breathing deeply and fully. When you're ready, you'll inhale the hands up, exhale them down to the ground, press the right toes into the floor, push up into them, and bring the right foot to meet your left. You can stay here with a slight bend in the knee, and when you're ready, press through the heels, squeeze the glutes, and bring yourself up to standing. Here I want us to take a few moments just to do a few circles. So with your feet about hip distance apart, so you have a nice wide base, begin to circle the right arm around the body, keeping the arm as straight as you can. First going in one direction, taking the time to really see how this feels in the shoulder as you focus on the range of motion there. When you're ready, going in the opposite direction. Again, noticing the way this feels in the body, testing the range of motion of your shoulder, and allowing for a sense of ease. After that, you will do the left arm, circling first in one direction. Slow and controlled, articulated movement here. Breathing deeply and fully as you observe and approach your body with curiosity and compassion. Circling now in the other direction. Reaching as you make those circles, slow and controlled. Next, bring your hands to your hips. Bend at the knees slightly and begin to circle your hips. Again, slow and controlled movement, taking the time to really notice and observe how this feels in the body. We're approaching the body with compassion and curiosity, not busting a whine. When you're ready, you'll go in the opposite direction. Making these movements as big or as small as it feels good in the body, but allowing it to feel good. And when you're ready, coming back to center, taking the time here to do some wrist circles. First in one direction, and then in the other. For this next bit, you can also hold on to a wall or a chair. We're going to shift the weight gently into the left leg. Pick the right foot up off of the ground slightly and draw some slow, large circles with your big toe. Keeping the body long and stable, engaging the core and the glutes. When you're ready, bring the foot in the other direction, drawing that circle with the big toe. Again, just increasing blood flow to the ankle and working on the range of motion there. Taking the time to notice how it feels and doing a couple extra movements if it feels tense. Shift the weight now into the right foot. Lift the left foot up off the floor slightly and begin to draw circles with your big toe. Slow and controlled. Again, observing. When you're ready, going in the opposite direction, body tall and stable, holding onto a wall or a chair if necessary, and going in a couple extra circles if you feel tension in that direction or on that side. Bring the feet both to the ground. Release your hands to your sides. Feet should be about hip width apart. And take a moment to feel the tripod of your feet, the sides and the heel of your foot firmly rooted into the ground beneath you. When you're ready, press through the heels, activate the posterior chain of the legs, feel engagement in the calves. Feel your knees lift up as your thighs spin in and back. Engage the glutes. On an inhale, lengthen the torso. As you exhale, roll the shoulders back. Point the fingertips toward the ground energetically. Belly button tucks in toward the spine. Tuck your chin in and back. Let the head float toward the ceiling and breathe deeply here for a few rounds of breath, feeling complete engagement in the body from the heel of your foot to the very top of your head. If any part of your body begins to relax, that's fine. Gently coax it back toward engagement. We're completely still, but fully activated. On your next exhale, release the posture. Take a moment to feel the difference in the body. And once again, when you're ready, pressing through the heels of the feet, activating the posterior chain of the body, feel the calves engage. Your knees lift as the thighs spin in and back. Engage your glutes. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Press the fingertips toward the floor. Tuck your chin gently in and back. Allowing the head to lift toward the ceiling, slightly lengthening the back of the neck. Feeling this engagement in the body, fully active from heel to head. Breathing deeply here. And again, anytime you feel some relaxation creep in, gently coaxing yourself back to engagement. After your next round of breath, on the exhale, release the posture. Again, taking the time to feel the difference in your body. And one last time, press through the feet, engaging the heels and the sides. Activating the posterior chain of the body, feel the calves engage. Feel the knees lift as your thighs spin in, up and back. Engage the glutes firmly. Inhale the torso long. Exhale the shoulders back. Point the hands energetically toward the floor. Tuck your chin gently as the belly button pulls in toward the spine. Head floats up. And you breathe deeply here for several rounds of breath, fully engaged. Again, whenever relaxation creeps into a piece of the body, gently coax it back toward engagement. Feel that presence and activation throughout your entire body, from the heel of your foot all the way to your head. Breathing deeply and fully, maintaining that engagement in the body, softening the muscles in the face. Focus on nothing but your breath and your body. Staying fully active for just a couple more rounds of breath here. Notice the amount of work and concentration it takes to stay fully active and utilize your body to hold you up the way it was intended to. So easy, and yet it requires so much presence. On your next exhale, release the posture, noticing the difference in the way the body feels. Bring the feet somewhat closer together if you feel comfortable. Inhale the arms up, shoulders stay relaxed. You can keep the hands shoulder distance apart, or you can place your palms together. As you exhale, press the hips out to the right, reach over to the left, roll that right shoulder open and back, and gaze up toward the ceiling. Breathe deeply here for just a couple rounds of breath, pressing through the feet, keeping a slight bend in the knee, reaching up with the torso and with the hands, straight arms. When you're ready, on an inhale, bring your hands back to center. Exhale the arms down. Take a moment to notice the difference in the two sides of the body after that simple movement. Again, always taking time to notice how you feel. Inhale the arms up again. Hands stay shoulder height or palms come together. When you're ready, exhale the hips to the left, reaching over to the right. You gaze up, opening that left shoulder. Pressing firmly through the feet, knees can stay slightly bent. Reaching with the torso and the arms. Breathing deeply and fully. When you're ready, inhale yourself back to center. Exhale the hands down by your side. Again, inhaling the hands up. They can stay shoulder distance apart or palms can come together. As you exhale, press the hips out to the right. Reach over to the left. Torso and arms long. Breathing deeply here for a couple rounds of breath. And when you're ready, inhaling yourself to center, exhaling the hands down. Again, taking the time to notice the difference in the two sides. Inhaling the arms up. Hands can stay shoulder distance apart with relaxed shoulders, or you can bring your palms together. Exhale, bring the hips over to the left. Reach over to the right. Gazing at the ceiling, opening that left shoulder. Torso and arms are long. Knees can stay slightly bent. Feet firmly planted into the floor. Breathing deeply here for a couple rounds of breath. And when you're ready, inhaling yourself to center. Exhaling the arms gently down. We'll do one more here. Inhaling the hands up. Exhaling the hips over to the right, reaching over to the left, gazing at the ceiling, and breathing here for several rounds of breath. Feet firmly planted, knees gently bent, torso and arms long, face nice and relaxed. One more round of breath here, reaching. And when you're ready, inhaling yourself to center, exhaling the hands by your side. One last time, inhaling the arms up with relaxed shoulders. Hands can stay shoulder distance apart or palms can come together. As you exhale, reach the hips over to the left. As the hands reach over to the right, you open that left shoulder, allowing you to gaze at the ceiling. Torso and arms long as you breathe deeply here. Pressing firmly through the feet, a gentle bend in the knee. Reaching with the hands. Just a few more rounds of breath here, reaching fully, shoulder open. And when you're ready, inhaling yourself to center, gently exhaling the hands down. Taking a moment to notice the length in the spine and along the sides of the body. Breathing deeply and fully here. Next, you'll take your feet. You can keep them closer together or bring them about hip distance apart. It all depends on your level of comfort. Press through the feet to find that engagement that we had previously in the practice. engaging the calves, lifting the knees, spinning the thighs in and back, engaging the glutes. When you're ready, inhale the arms up, shoulders stay relaxed, hands can stay shoulder distance apart or palms can come together, and gently reach the hands back and up. Lift the torso. Breathe deeply here for a couple rounds of breath as you arch the back slightly. When you're ready, inhale your body back to center. Exhale the hands down, bringing the palms in front of you to the midline, and then releasing them by your side. Again, inhaling the arms up as you press through the feet and engage the legs. Reaching the hands up and back, lifting the torso. Breathing deeply as you can here, as you reach back and up with the hands, lengthening and lifting the torso. When you're ready, inhale yourself back to center. As you exhale, bring the palms in front of you down the midline and release them by your side. One last time, we'll inhale the hands up, shoulders stay relaxed. Hands can stay shoulder distance apart or palms can come together. Drive through the heels, gently keep a bend in the knee. Lift the torso as you extend the arms up and back. Breathing deeply here for a few rounds of breath. And whenever you're ready, inhaling yourself back to center. Exhaling the palms down your midline, pausing them at your heart center. Taking a deep breath here. And exhaling them gently by your side. From here, if you're not at the very top of your mat, walk yourself there. If you're on the floor, don't worry about it. Place your feet hip distance apart, hands on hips. Firmly ground through the feet once more. Take a deep breath, and on an exhale, step the right foot behind you as far as you're comfortable doing. You can adjust your stance as needed. When you're ready, bend that left knee and press into the ball of the right foot. You should find engagement from your heel all the way to your hip, right glute firmly engaged. Keeping the left knee above the left ankle and pressing the left thigh out to the side. Inhale the arms up overhead if you feel secure in your stance. Shoulders stay relaxed. Exhale the hands back to the hips. Gently bend yourself forward and bring that right foot back up to the top of the mat. We're going to do this a couple more times, taking a deep breath here. Inhaling and then exhaling that foot back behind us as far as you're comfortable going, pressing into the ball of that right foot, bending that left knee so the knee is above the ankle. Feel the engagement from your heel all the way to your hip in that back right leg. The glute should be firmly engaged, especially on the right side. Your knee over your left ankle, pressing the left thigh out to the side. If you're comfortable here, inhale the arms up overhead with relaxed shoulders. Hold it here for just a moment and then exhale the hands back down to the hips. Lean your sternum forward and bring that right foot back to the top of the mat. One last time, and if comfortable, we'll hold it here. Taking a deep inhale, exhaling the right leg back behind us as far as we're comfortable going. Bending the left knee over the left ankle, pressing into the right ball of the foot, engaging the posterior chain of the body, feeling that glute firmly engaged. If you're comfortable, inhaling the arms up overhead, shoulders stay relaxed. If you'd like, you can drop the hands behind the head, opening the shoulders, perhaps gazing up at the ceiling. Again, doing what feels good in your body at the moment, finding yourself active and open. The heel all the way to the hip of the right leg should stay firmly engaged the entire time. When you're ready, inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale them back down to the hip. Lean forward slightly with the sternum and bring the right leg back up to the front of the mat. Take a moment here to breathe deeply. You can release your hands for a moment. Again, feeling the activation in the body, noticing changes in the two sides. And when you're ready, inhaling the hands to the hips, exhaling the left leg back, only as far as you feel comfortable, bending the right knee over the right ankle, pressing into the ball of the left foot. Feel that activation from heel to hip in the left leg now. Left glute firmly engaged. If you feel comfortable, you can inhale the arms overhead with relaxed shoulders. Exhale the hands back to hips. Lean the sternum slightly forward and bring that left foot back to the top of the mat. Taking another deep inhale here. Exhaling the left leg back as far as you're comfortable, bending that right knee over the right ankle, pressing into the ball of the left foot. Feel your left glute firmly engaged, your back leg engaged from heel to hip. Pressing through that right foot, pressing the right thigh out to the side, inhaling the arms up overhead. Reaching toward the sky, and on an exhale, bringing the hands back down to the hips, bending the sternum over slightly, and bringing that left leg back to the front of the mat. One last time, we'll take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, stepping the left leg back as far as you're comfortable, bending that right knee over the right ankle, press into the ball of the back foot, engaging from heel to hip, feeling that left glute firmly engaged, offering you stability. As you drive through the heel of the front right foot, press that right thigh out to the side, taking the weight off of your knee. Inhaling your arms up, shoulders stay relaxed. If you're comfortable and you'd like, you can place the hands behind the head, open the shoulders, gaze gently up at the ceiling as the elbows drop back and down. Keeping the bottom of the body firmly engaged, rooting through the feet, squeezing those glutes. And after a couple rounds of breath here, when you're ready, inhaling the hands up, exhaling them back to the hips, bending the sternum slightly forward, and bringing that left leg back to the front of the mat. Drop the hands by the side of the body, and just take a moment to breathe deeply here, a couple rounds of breath. Again, being fully present in your body, with your breath. Seeing what you feel, perhaps calling on your affirmation, and basking in utter gratitude. When you're ready, inhale the arms up, shoulders stay relaxed. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. You can keep a slight bend in the knee and reach forward. You can find your hands on blocks or on the floor. You can keep the knees as bent as you'd like. Driving the hips up toward the sky, keeping the spine nice and long, and hanging here for a moment. Breathing deeply as you do, and if you'd like, grabbing onto either elbow. When you're ready, bending the knee deeply, pressing through the heels, squeezing the glutes, and bringing yourself back to standing. Inhale the arms up overhead once more. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, spine long, reaching forward as you come down, gently bending over. Legs can stay as straight or as bent as you need them to, keeping the spine nice and long. You can grab onto either elbow if that feels good, holding it here for just a moment, breathing deeply and fully, allowing gravity to create this gentle release in the back, driving the hips up toward the sky. On your next inhale, bring your hands toward the floor or blocks and then guide them to your legs. As you inhale, keep the spine long as you bring the palms up toward the knees. Drive the hips back and the head forward, creating as much length in the spine as possible. When you're ready on an exhale, drop yourself back down. Hips drive up toward the ceiling. Hands can come to elbows, blocks, or floor. When you're ready, inhale the hands, trace up the shins toward the knees. Spine stays long, head pulls forward, hips push back. Exhale the hands back down to floor or blocks or elbows. And one last time, inhale, bringing the hands up the shins toward the knees, pressing the hips back, the head forward, belly button tucks in toward the spine for support. Staying here for just a couple rounds of breath. And when you're ready, you'll exhale the hands back down to blocks, floor, or elbow. Hanging here, gently pushing the hips toward the ceiling, keeping the spine long, doing whatever feels good in the body, and breathing deeply. When you're ready, press the hands into the floor, bend your knees slightly, step the right foot back, and then the left foot. Find your shoulders over your hands, pressing into the balls of your feet, toes tucked in. Find yourself in this plank position, pulling the belly button in toward the spine gently for support. When you're ready, drop the knees to the floor, drive the hips back, open the knees wider, and walk your hands forward. Release your forehead to the ground or to a block or mat if it's comfortable. Breathing here deeply for just a moment. When you're ready on an inhale, press through the knees and the palms, bring the body forward. Find your belly on the ground. Release your shoulders. Press the tops of the feet firmly into the floor or your mat. Lifting the legs slightly off of the floor. Engage the glutes to support the lower back. And when you're ready on an inhale, lift the sternum gently without putting much pressure in the hands. Allow the head to pull forward as much as it pulls up. And on an exhale, releasing that down, pressing into the hands, driving the hips back again. Finding yourself once more in this down-regulating child's pose. Breathing deeply for just a couple rounds of breath. And when you're ready, either pushing up into the knees and hands as we did before, or sliding yourself forward, pressing into the forearms. Either way, finding yourself on your belly once more, pressing the tops of the feet firmly into the floor, lifting the legs slightly off the ground as that happens naturally, squeezing the glutes, and when you're ready, inhaling the sternum up, pressing the head forward. Again, keeping the glutes engaged will keep the stress off the lower back. Don't put much weight in your hands. Allow the sternum and the upper back and your glutes to be the anchors of this posture. On an exhale, lower yourself back down, press into the palms, drive the hips back, and rest your forehead. One last time, we'll bring our bodies forward in whatever way was most comfortable for you. Press the tops of the feet firmly into the ground. Squeeze the glutes. When you're ready on the inhale, lift the sternum, allowing the head to pull forward and up, keeping the glutes engaged and the feet firmly attached to the ground. Breathing here for a couple rounds of breath, lengthening the neck. And whenever you're ready, exhaling yourself back down, pressing into the palms. One last time as you drive the hips back. And resting the body on your thighs, dropping your forehead down. Breathing deeply for just a couple rounds of breath. When you're ready, you'll press into the palms, bring yourself up, and we'll find ourselves on our back. Keep your knees bent once you're on your back. Press into your heels and lift your hips up gently. As you lower them back down, find the most length you can in that lower portion of your spine. Feet stay on the floor with knees bent. Bring your heels close enough to the body for your index fingers to touch them. Press the forearms and the palms firmly into the ground. And when you're ready on an inhale, begin to engage the glutes, lift the hips, and press the knees forward. Allowing the belly button to tuck in toward the spine. And as you exhale, gently lowering yourself back to the earth again. Again, on an inhale, engaging the glutes, lifting the hips, knees press forward energetically. Belly button pulls in toward the spine, face is relaxed. Exhaling again to the ground, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, finding that length in the lower spine. On this final one, we'll hold it. You can use blocks to support you, or you can just use gentle engagement. When you're ready on the inhale, press through the palms and forearms, drive through the heels, lift the hips as you engage the glutes. Knees press forward as the belly button pulls in toward the spine. You can stay here, support yourself on the blocks, or if you'd like, roll your shoulders under. Interlocking your hands. Keeping the face relaxed, the knees pressed forward. Keeping the glutes engaged as the hips stay lifted up and you breathe deeply. Keep engaging those glutes, driving those hips. And when you're ready, on an exhale, untuck your shoulders if they're there. Gently guide yourself back down, finding that length in the lower spine. Bring your hands out to shoulder height and pull your knees in towards your chest. When you're ready on an exhale, drop the knees over toward the right side, using a block for support if needed. If your shoulders come up off the ground, bend at the elbow. If possible, gaze over towards your left. And breathing deeply here for several rounds of breath, allowing for a gentle twist and the neutralization of all of the muscles along the spine. When you're ready, inhale the knees back to center. Exhale them over to the left, again using the block if necessary. If the shoulders come up off the ground, bending the elbows to coax them back down. And gazing over to your right if it's comfortable in your neck. Keeping the feet flexed and the ankles and knees stacked on top of one another. Staying here for several rounds of breath, breathing deeply and fully. Savoring the sweet release, engaged by gravity and this slight gentle twist. And when you're ready, you'll inhale the knees back to center. As you exhale, lengthen the legs along the ground. Allow your feet to splay out to the sides. And bring your hands onto your body, one above navel and one above your heart. Lying here, notice the natural rhythm of your breath, the natural movement that it creates, and observe any changes in this natural breath versus your natural breath when we first started. Again, just taking the time to be fully present and approaching the body with compassionate curiosity. Begin breathing more deeply, inviting more air into the body as you inhale, and gently pulling the belly button in toward the spine as you exhale. As you cultivate this deeper breath, notice the natural wave that comes into the body as you breathe fully and expansively. Allow that wave of movement to be free and full as you breathe deeply and completely. Keeping the eyes closed or the gaze softened, continue breathing as fully and deeply and effortlessly as you possibly can. Inhaling expansively, exhaling completely. Relaxing the muscles in your face and jaw. And as you continue breathing deeply and fully, bearing witness to this wave of motion that the breath creates in the body, call to mind those words of affirmation from the beginning of the class. Whisper them to yourself as you inhale fully and exhale completely. Allowing every inhale to become a little larger, a little more free. to become a little bit more effortless and a little bit more complete. Focusing on those words of affirmation and your breath and your body. As you continue breathing deeply, begin to release all of the tension, not only from your face and your jaw, but your throat, your shoulders, your chest and upper back, your biceps, releasing all of the tension as you continue breathing from your torso and your forearms, from your hips and your pelvis, from your thighs and your knees, from your shins and your calves, releasing all of the tension from your ankles and your feet, and allowing it all to gently seep into the earth beneath you. Breathing deeply and fully, weightless, effortless, seeped in affirmation, savoring that gratitude for your breath, for your body, for this practice, and for this life. You can stay here as long as you'd like, cultivating these frequencies of fullness and ease. And I'll see you next time, family. Peace, power, and prosperity. Ashe. Namaste.